Yeah, yeah, I'm right back at you like I never left, and I'm gonna go this hard to my last breath. It's a little Kenny Russell Kanoom Consul Moon. You already know what you're gonna get when you step in the room. You're now dealing with Kanoom. Yeah, yeah, I'm here. And while I'm here, I'm gonna make the information direct and clear because a lot of y'all can't hear. Yeah, yeah. Now, welcome back to Make My Ancestors Great Again. This is my thoughts 72 on God. Okay. And what am I saying? I want to just recollect, I want to recollect. And people know the story of Noah and the ark. Okay, this is when God looked at the human kind, human beings, all humankind, and even animal life, even plants. He looked at everything and said everything had a horrible mind. Everything on the human being mind was evil, wicked, and it had hatred type of intent on it, I guess. So he was going to alleviate every living thing, every living organism of its life. Okay, I don't know what the trees was thinking about. I don't know. Excuse me. The verse says because you have evil in your mind since you was born. That's talking about original sin. I don't know what the animals was thinking about. Did the animals do they also inherit evil intent, which is original sin and animal life? I don't recall the Lord saying that. So your guess is better than mine. But the Noah's Ark story, he was going to kill everybody in the world, and then he looked at Noah and said Noah was a just man, and the Bible says perfect. Okay, a drunk. He was a drunkard. He was caught being drunk by his son, and then he put a curse on one of his grandchildren. So he was a drunk by the Bible's own saying. But this drunk man found favor in God. So God said, "Hey, you the best thing going, a drunk, and you perfect." You see. So what I want to do is I want to save you and your family. He had three children. Okay, three children. He had Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Those was three boys. And he had a wife. And they had three wives. They don't care to name none of the wives because the woman is very male driven and male masculine, masculinely dominated. It's a male chauvinist murder cult, just like everything else. What I mean by that is they're male chauvinists. It's chauvinistic for males. It demeans the women. It dominates the women. The women has no place in religion, and it's all about murder throughout the scriptures, and that's in any religious text. So um, we're gonna recollect on that Noah's Ark story, and then I'm gonna, give my thoughts on exactly what's going on. It's a Bible verse from Genesis, so I'm gonna play that, and I want to give my thoughts. I want you guys to hear it. I want to give my thoughts on it. So it's Genesis 8, and I believe that's 20 to 21.
And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast, and of every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savour. And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. For the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth, neither will I again smite any more everything living, as I have done. While the
Now that's the Lord giving himself a little bit of a pep talk. No more will I smite the whole world, even though men, their imagination and their heart is all corrupt and dirty and wicked since the time they was born. Now, see that? I say that that's a flat out lie. Number one, a baby don't have no evil intent. Now the baby might say, "Hey, my diaper didn't get changed soon enough," so he yells out and cries and screams. So if that's evil, that's a damn shame. Now, if a baby cry out and say, "Hey, my bottle didn't come fast enough this time," so he screamed and cried. If that's evil, then who's the beholder of this child's caregiving? See, because they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Who's caregiving the child? And why should the child sit there and be either wet or hungry, screaming and screaming and screaming? And I guess we supposed to in turn say, oh man, that baby is evil. See, because the Bible told us, as soon as you're born, that baby is evil. That's a wicked little baby. See, this is how they hook your mind up, you see. So that's false, number one. But I want to deal with the whole center and the whole, I want to deal with the center of the story. Okay. This God was getting ready. Well, he did. He just killed everything on the planet. Like I say, um, plant life, human life, animal life. Everything was destroyed except for uh, what was it? To 8 human beings: Noah and his wife, Shem, Ham, Japheth, and their wives. So it's 6 of the children, because it's 3 of them and 3 wives, and it's Noah and his wife. That's 8 human beings on the face of the earth. Everything else he murdered. Um, and I mean, when I say he murdered them, I mean that's one of the most horrific deaths that a human being can go through, a drowning. Okay, little babies sometimes wander into swimming pools and spas and they die a horrific death. Drowning, that's one of the worst things that you can go through. What do I mean by that? Do I have any examples? In the military, they have things like gagging. Okay, they get you these buckets. They have a bucket type of procedure. You see it in the movies like Safe House and all that with Denzel Washington. It don't want to show you the inner secrets that they use, but those are some of the tactics used when it's coming into torturing. Okay, either side. They have some on the U.S. side militarily. The special ops, they have different kind of tactics that they do, and then the people that you go to war with, the foreigners, they have their own type of tactics that they use with water. And it's like it's a fear of drowning. You get there and you get the water and you start torturing them, and you fake like you're drowning them. You're attempting to drown them, but this is what a fear tactic. If I sit there and deprive him of oxygen and let him think he's gonna die this bloody, well, not bloody, this vicious death, he's gonna tell me any information I want to know, huh? See, this is how the story goes now. So you sit there and drown a human being for torturistic manners. Now this God just drowned everything on the planet. Don't you understand? It was infants, little baby infants was on the planet at that time. They haven't did anything to anybody. They haven't even knew how to walk yet. Then you had toddlers. What did a toddler do? The trees, the animal life, okay? But that's not the kicker. I want to set it in stone, okay? This man was so horny, and I'm using that term to mean eager, okay? Horny and eager is the same thing. So I try to give it a different type of analogy and use different words because that's the type of impression he gives me. Horny is a person that can't even wait. They so horny, same as eager. I can use them interchangeably, and that's what I choose to do. But this man was so horny, you can put eager there. I don't give a damn who don't like it. Soon as he let a dove out, they say let a dove out or some old carrying on, and the dove came back and said, okay, the land is dry now. Let all the insects out. This is God. He's supervising. He's overseeing the whole thing. He let all the stuff creep out on the planet, but he had one request. Pretty much half of everything I just saved, after he just did a bloodbath of the world, guess what this Lord wanted? This silly God. More death. The first thing he instructed Noah to do was build him an altar. Build me an altar. Get some of them clean animals that I just said, because I want them dead now. And when he killed them, he put a burnt offering, killed them, burned them up on the offer. This is how the story goes now. And he smelled the sweet, savory smell of death. It don't say death, but it said he smelled a sweet, savory smell, and he was pleased. Let's listen to it again, because I don't know if you heard that last part. Okay.
And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord.
And Noah builded an altar to the Lord. Now, hold on now. Why is he asking for more sacrifices, this bloody, sick, silly God, when he just murdered everything on the planet? How much more blood and death did his Lord want? See, I'm trying to drive something home here. This is a just God that everybody say, every tongue shall confess and every knee shall bow. I wouldn't dare bow to this bloody, death, thirsty, blood-driven God. Never. I used to, and I wish I can go back and forgive myself if any time I ever said anything about this silly God, and I would take that back. That's what I would do if I can take something back. I would take all the times I ever worshiped a silly dead white man on the cross and any other white man God or any other God, dead God, any of these, Yahweh, Allah, people you can't see, but you know it's European driven. I would take that back. So, and Noah built an altar to the Lord. He was instructed to do this right away. He just murdered the whole world, but guess what? He requests for more murder. Okay.
And took of every clean beast, and of
And he took of every clean beast
every clean fowl,
and every clean fowl. Listen, he want more death.
and offered burnt offerings on the altar.
And offering burnt offers on an offer. Kill them, slice their throat, put them up on that fire that you built to the Lord. Burn them up so the Lord, he want more death. He can smell death and he can be pleased. Watch this. Watch this.
And the Lord smelled a sweet savor.
And the Lord smelled a sweet savor. See, he smelled a sweet, savory smell of death. That death that he smelled, he was pleased. He said, ooh, death. Ooh, and nothing like the smell of death. You just killed millions of people. And his silly self, okay, I want to use a curse word. This silly God want more death. He requests more death. So he smelled a sweet savor. See, I'm putting there, I'm paraphrasing. He smelled a sweet, savory smell of death, and he was pleased. This is how the story goes now. Let's listen.
And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. For the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth, neither will I again smite any more everything living, as I have done. While the
Okay, so on that one, I didn't get it. I didn't get that version, but it's one that's the same thing. He smelled that sweet, savory smell. Okay, now on another one, it said, and the Lord was pleased. See, it's other translations. We use King James, but it's the same thing. And the Lord smelled that sweet savor. Why is it saying that? Because that's the smell he wanted to smell. He wanted burnt offerings and more death after he just killed and plummeted everything on the planet. Okay. And you can look it up for yourself. That was Genesis 8:20 through 21. Let me make sure. I want to be certain. Okay. That was Genesis 8:20 through 21. Yes, Genesis 8:20 through 21. That's what it read. Okay, and other translations and say he smelled that sweet, savory smell, and the Lord was pleased. That's a damn shame, and I don't give a damn who don't like it. This silly, bloodthirsty God murdered everything on the planet, and his first request was more death. Let me drive it home. We out of here. I haven't seen y'all in a couple of days. I just want to explain this to you. That would be the equivalence of somebody saying, hey, all the orphanages around the planet is getting ready to be taken over by a man that's going around brutalizing, killing, and murdering all anybody who occupies any orphanages. He hates children. Okay. This man has did it in 10, 15 different states all across the United States, and he going across the country. So we saved the children. We was able to empty the next 30, 40 in the areas we are, orphanages. And soon as I save all them children, I say, hey, you know, I just told you to save all them orphans, right? Now, the first thing I want you to do is bring all them orphans to me. Half of them I want them murdered right now. Murder everything in my name because I saved them. Murder everything in my name. Burn them up on the altar, and I'm pleased. That's my thoughts on the video. It's Lil Kenny Russell, Kanoom, Consul Moon. You already know what you're going to get when you step in the room. You're now dealing with Kanoom. Yay. This is what I do, and I love to do it. And before I take back what I said, I add some more to it. This was not to take God away from anybody. You can have whatever you want. Okay? This is to try to restore some sense of spirituality about a person. Because if you spiritual enough, you need to have some moral intent, some integrity, some dignity, some simple respect for another human being's life. And this shows disregard of all of those. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I thank you for watching.